You are listening to the podcast To Be Single or Not to Be by Shanna Montana, a podcast where we talk about the single life, dating, and relationships so you can make a decision at the end of each episode to be single or not to be. So today's topic is creating a thriving relationship and the question of knowing, is there a blueprint that you can follow down the yellow brick road for success or not? Because clearly, I do not have the remedy to this for a thriving relationship, hence my singleness. However, I know things that I've learned that have shown to be effective in relationships if applied properly in regards to standards, boundaries, and really just asking for what you want, meaning it, and sometimes dismissing those people without second chances if they cannot adhere to what you're asking them. And I know that that may be an unpopular opinion, but it's one that we have to at least discuss. So, to get this party started, I wanted to bring in a few guests that some of you all have met before. We're going to start with...
Hey everybody, it's Mika.
She's back for season 2.
And it's Tori. T-Baby for, T-Baby.
T-Baby.
You know me that well.
Yeah, T-Baby in the building.
You know me like that, you know what I'm saying?
So you all have heard the voices of these ladies, and they always have opinions that we value. So I wanted to make sure I brought them back for season 2. And right now, I just want to say, if you are listening, if you're tuned in, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, your night, your evening, whatever the case may be, to listen to Be Single or Not to Be as we go into season 2 and many more seasons to come. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, I want to ask you ladies, what would you say is in the DNA of a healthy relationship, in your opinion? Because I know that it varies. Everybody has their own idea of what they think is healthy, what's not. Everybody has their own bandwidth of what they can take, what they cannot. So for the listeners, what would you say is for you, what's in the DNA of a healthy relationship?
I think to start off and keep it simple for me, I know going forward, boundaries.
Ooh. Yes.
And the ability of us both to be individuals or live our own lives, not to be too clingy.
Gotcha. Boundaries and making sure you have, we'll say, separation of church and state.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Individualism.
Autonomy. Yeah, there we go.
Autonomy.
That was educated. I like that.
Yeah.
That was a big word.
And you know, Tori, I made you our in-house wife as you started today.
I saw that. I like that.
Yes.
In-house wife.
Yes,
You feel like, employed. I was going to say communication.
Okay.
Boundaries. I almost want to, I'm glad you brought that up because that's number one for sure.
Yeah.
Boundaries. But it takes communication to, state your boundaries. So those probably go hand in hand.
So boundaries, communication.
Understanding, because people be communicating. You don't understand.
Yeah. Clear communication.
Yeah.
Clear.
Concise communication.
Yes.
Yeah. Comprehensible communication.
Come on.
Yes.
And making sure that you're with a partner that can comprehend what it is you're trying to say. Because if not, you sometimes can wind up in situations, which I've been in, where it's like everything I said was taken as nagging, or it was taken as a complaint, or it was taken as something I was doing wrong, when in reality, I really was trying to express what it was that I desired from that person. But one, it was the wrong person. And number two, that person wasn't in a space to receive anything that I was saying from a positive light. So I think if you are dealing with somebody who cannot receive what you're trying to communicate to them, you're always going to, bump heads. You're never going to be on the same page. So I think you said communication, boundaries, having autonomy. I think also being happy. Yes. I think that's a huge part. We tend to forget that sometimes if you they say that, you have good times and bad times, but the bad times should just be moments, things that pass. It should not be things that you're sitting in.
Right.
And so when you look at the happiness barometer, if you find that most of the time you mad, you angry, you complain, you nagging, you arguing, are you really in a healthy relationship? Right. And I think also a healthy relationship is one where both parties are fully present.
Yes.
Meaning that we both show up to do this, are very intentional about what we're doing. Because I've had people that, which is so crazy to me, I dealt with a guy, more than one, unfortunately, that when I said, kind of like in the beginning where you're getting to know somebody, you're asking all the questions, and not surface stuff like what's your favorite color, but you may be asking deeper things, whatever the case may be. But this person proceeded to tell me, why are you asking all them questions? We had just naturally figured that out about one another. And that's why we're not together to this day.
Yeah, because I don't have time to be naturally, because I might figure that out next year.
It's too late. I'm not going to try to figure out your personality or figure out your childhood trauma. Like, I can't figure out. I did figure it out down the road. But I think that it's certain things that we have to verbally talk about, and you have to be present enough. And we have to do a better job with picking those partners to know that if we have a person who can be present. So those are just a few things I think, because we can go on and on about the
I was
healthy,
about to say,
the healthy
you
side.
brought up happiness, and I think growth is important as well.
Yeah, you have to constantly be able to grow.
Yeah.
And I think a question I heard, I think it was YouTube or somewhere, they said if you're dealing with somebody or you want to get to, say you could be in a relationship or trying to maybe pursue that person, and ask them, what is it that you do for growth? And I thought that was an important question, because I know that we all do things, whether it be our, the podcasting, the blogging, we pray, we go to church, we read books, we read articles, we, travel. And I literally met a Negro that was like nothing.
Oh, you couldn't come over
Hey, he
here,
was
bro.
like, if anything,
He was okay.
Lie to me.
That Negro
was a
didn't
moment
even,
in-
he didn't even have, he did not have the capacity, the audacity. He said, what do these Negroes have the most of? The audacity. And he didn't even have the audacity to lie to me. And foolishly, I stayed long past the expiration date. But that's neither here nor there. So, moving on. What would you all say that is in the DNA of an unhealthy relationship? And we're pointing out these things, guys, because we really want to just try to create a clear picture of, in a thriving relationship, you're going to have certain things are not going to exist. And we're going to really, dive into these things, but we just want us to start getting our wheels turning on what that looks like. So in an unhealthy relationship, what does that look like to you guys in your experience?
Lack of trust.
Lack of trust.
We always on the defensive. Like,
Yes.
you can't say nothing to me, I can't say nothing to you, because you hiding something.
Manipulation.
There we
Yes.
go.
Tactics.
We constantly
That's
gotta bring up the
strong.
past.
Yes.
Can't let go of nothing. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm gonna quit talking.
No, keep going.
This one right
On the
here.
other side of it, somebody that's not present, that doesn't show up fully in the way that you want them to.
Right.
The love that you desire doesn't feel that way. Lazy, trifling.
Yeah.
You have a certain love and standard you put in place, and if it doesn't feel like that, then that's unhealthy too. You sacrificing more than they are.
Yeah.
So
essentially, you're stagnant because you in a situation that doesn't allow you the room to grow because they just not caring.
just there.
So also, I kind of want to pin at this point too. I know it's cliche that we say, like, you got to be whole before you can meet somebody,
No,
because two
seriously.
halves, or finding happiness. But it's true, because all the things that we're discussing, you won't know that you're unhappy in a relationship if you've never been happy by yourself. Because to you, you're only measuring that as your happiness. So you got to know what it looks like beforehand.
And then that's so true, because then what happens is a brother shows up or a sister, and they give you a piece of happiness for like a week, and you in love.
Ooh,
You like, this is it.
Go.
Like
It's
Michael
gonna come
Jackson.
back. Like a high. Like, it's going to come back.
And you saw a glimpse, and that's all because that was all they had the capacity to give you.
That's all they had.
And we grabbing it. Well, you showed me so and so. Sis, that's all he had was that 1 week. He had that good strong week.
Yeah, somebody talking the game.
Yeah, that's
talking
it.
Little stuff to do.
And we were in
he
a
can't
space.
Keep up.
Yeah, well, we didn't know what happy looked like, so that piece of happiness, we really latched onto it. So why do y'all think we ignore all these things? We ignore, like, we know what healthy looks like. We know what unhealthy looks like. We sign up for unhealthy, or we try to ignore unhealthy so we can have something and make it enough. Hope for the best. Why do we do this?
We've discussed this in past podcasts. So I would suggest you guys, if you haven't, go back and listen to those.
All 35 before now.
Even though we know better, we like the word potential. Even though we know potential does not mean you
potential
got
don't
what
take
I
you nowhere
need.
but the parking lot.
Yes. Then
Ain't got no gas in your
we
car.
bought into struggle culture. That we've been through a lot. Sis, bruh, if you done said we've been through a lot, and you still saying we've been through a lot, your story's still gonna be we going through a lot.
Yeah.
And 5 years turning to 6, 6 turning to 7, 7 turning to 10.
Then you got 18 kids.
Yeah,
You
you
do
out
not
here.
have to learn how to
Like-
love somebody. It should be there from the get go.
Yes.
At this
Period.
point,
Yeah,
like, we in an age where
No, you're right. I think it roots in insecurity too, because you're just so scared
Yes.
that if you do leave, or if this person leaves, the person you thought was perfect for you can actually be perfect for somebody
else.
And now you're looking at yourself like, dang, I must not be all that.
Yes,
or,
yes. Or I don't want to see him happy with somebody else. It's supposed to be my man.
Right. Or the insecurity of thinking, if I let this half of a good thing go, I might never find anything good ever again.
That fear.
Not even this little bit of half. But I think we just have to, switch that negative, code in our minds to understand that what you are put here for, there is somebody who can elevate that. And if that person is not elevating that, you got to go.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
And if you're spiritual, not spiritual, it doesn't matter. In relationships, in life, you got to grab hold of that mindset of, if it's time to let this go, there's definitely something greater.
Yeah.
So if you thought that rocked your world, imagine what's coming.
Yeah. If you thought that week rocked your world.
That 1 week. When you got pizza every day.
And I like what you said about, it's something bigger and greater out there. So how do we stop giving so much energy to these situations so soon? Why? What do we have to do to stop latching on so quickly? Because I think that it's so true, and I think that's part of the issue. We see something that looks good, smells good, tastes good, whatever, and we in love. We a month in.
Or we think we in love.
What do we have to do to stop doing this?
Oh, Lord, that might be a question for Jesus.
I
don't know.
T-Baby, you kind of touched on it when you said you have to be willing to actually, let go.
Yeah, you just have to be willing to let go.
Because when you, like you said, falling head first, eventually that honeymoon phase gonna go away. Yeah. So you got to be ready when it go away to make that move if it requires movement.
Yeah, to make that move away. To understand that if that person showed you something that looked good for, I'll say a month. Sometimes they'll go even 3 months. And once you see that it's not what you thought, don't make it something that it's not. You have to be willing to walk away and understand that you deserve more, and you deserve a relationship that you can thrive in, like we're going to talk about today.
You deserve who you actually been placed on this earth to be with. You can't keep tying yourself to somebody who got the potential to be great.
No.
You have more than the potential to be great. So who are you to be lagging on somebody who's barely making it?
And it's something that within you, it's almost like you don't see the potential within yourself.
That's why I'm saying the insecurity part.
Yeah, you have to be able to move past it. So right now we want to have an honesty moment for the listeners. I want you to think about, if you are partnered with someone right now, I want you to think about, is your relationship thriving or is your relationship just surviving? We're going to ask that question at the end of the episode, but I want you guys to really put that work in, that thought, to be real with yourself, to know, am I really happy? Am I really out here just surviving? Or is this relationship thriving? Because we're going to dive into it. So there are a lot of aspects that go into a relationship that is going to thrive. And one of the, I would say the natural aspect, one of the first things we see when you see somebody is you see the physical. You see what they look like.
Period.
Yes. So physical attraction is important, but do you guys think we place too much weight on this, where it takes a front seat to things when it should be in the back seat?
Should we go first? Because I probably have an unpopular.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say yes and no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes, as in overall. I think until we learn, it is about what's gonna grasp my attention. Because I'm not gonna start talking to you if you ain't caught my attention.
Yeah, this is
You
true.
can walk by me all day long. I'm never gonna see you.
If you looking like it, I'm not.
True.
That's why I say it depends on the individual. Because if you're not into the physical like that, because some people, what is it? Say, I'm not.
I got one of our past that said she like
mind.
Somebody else said she like them big, black, and hairy.
Turn
and I ain't mad at no daddy belly myself, but I'm saying you have to be physically attracted to me. I never understood somebody who's like, oh well, I don't really care about the looks. How?
To some capacity, like you said, to start a conversation. Because I have some people I know, I'm more attracted to them intellectually than I am physically. Yes. However, it was a pinch of the physical, at least, that got me to even listen to what they had to say.
I have to be, something about you has to be physically attractive to me. And call me shallow, I really don't care.
I told you, I'm not going below 6. You know, 6 is the capacity.
I just feel like if I know I do what I can to keep myself up, I'm not a J-Lo or anything, but I believe I'm a strong 7.5. Right. I bring a lot to the table. And I keep myself up. So I'm attracted to men who do the same.
Right.
That's not to say you have to have a 6-pack and buff arms and all that, but you need to present yourself in an attractive manner.
In an attractive manner.
Be looking at you. I don't want sagging pants. I don't like them jeans with the colored seams and all that. That goes into all of that.
Like your pants too tight.
Get it all together. Because if your shoes messed up, I might not even be looking at your face at that point. Because I'm trying to figure out where did you get those from?
Why your shoes so dirty? What you been doing all day?
So to bring in the unpopular opinion, and so yes, definitely on the looks. And me and Shane was talking about that earlier. My type has even changed. For one particular
and she
person.
need to stay away from the type she's talking about right now. We're gonna have bigger problems.
Look. The caramel might be able to have a chance nowadays. So
I ain't never been mad at a light skin.
But and I'm taking back to school days. it be them people that you weren't really feeling, and then you get that group project and find out they actually, you dropping knowledge, or you actually can pull your weight.
Yeah.
You know, dang, he actually cute. I didn't even notice the dimples before now. Ooh. So it literally depends just from that standpoint. Once we've gotten a chance to talk, if I'm not feeling you at first, or maybe I just didn't have an interest or think about it, once we talk, it could completely change. So your physical didn't have to draw me in, but I still had to be in the vicinity where I was actually around you a lot for your mental to pull me in. Because if we're not around each other, you need the physical so that I know to keep looking.
Right. Because you can lose interest. Like, if you find I go, to talk to you and see what you're about, and you don't know your ABCs, then that's a problem.
That's it. Or you got a terrible personality.
Or your personality is messed up.
It's not as beautiful as you are. I've absolutely ran into that. Yeah.
You're not funny.
Because some people really just rely on their looks alone.
Yeah.
And then you start trying to have a conversation and it absolutely goes nowhere. But I think that's something else you all pointed out. And I think this is more of an unpopular opinion sometimes with physical attraction. I'm just going to go to the health aspect. Because we're talking about the components to a thriving relationship. Yeah, the looks for some people might go to the back seat instead of the front seat. But I think that from the health aspect, you want to be with somebody who cares about their body and their lifestyle. Like they want to be here on this earth to raise your kids or to take care of you, whatever it is that you might have. And I think it's important to communicate those things because we know we're women. We have kids, and I've seen and heard men say things like, she better get back to that post-body baby, post-baby body, or I dealt with a guy once upon a time. These are just horror stories that I have. So that literally was like, if you ever went over a certain weight, like, we couldn't date anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
Even though, I've always been, looked the way I have. I wasn't worried about it. But how sometimes before you're dealing with an asshole, you might ask that conversation, like, what if I gain 60 pounds and I'm not pregnant?
And they hit you with their real, and you be like, wait.
What?
like that.
They literally answer like, yeah, I'm not, if you get any bigger than, XYZ, we can't be together. It's like, what? Like, who are you?
Now, me and my husband have real conversations like
Tell us about it.
But we love each other. I will work with you. Like, it ain't, I'm not leaving you.
What happened to that music soul child? Don't change.
Here's the thing though, like you can get, but it gets to the point where like, are you like healthy?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That's what I'm looking at. It's not even about saying big or small.
Like, what's going on with the fat building there? Like, you smoking too much? Like, what's going on? Like,
things of that nature.
Yeah, and I'm so analytical. Like, I'm like, okay, he's eating more. Is there something else going on? Like, is this is
he acting out?
Yeah, it's like a mental, like, he's stressed out, so he's eating more, he's doing this more, drinking more, like, what's really going on?
What's going on? Mm-hmm. So I think you have to pay attention to those things. So I'm going to play devil's advocate. Is your partner wrong if they have a weight requirement?
Oh.
A requirement? Mm-hmm. Like, requirement?
Yeah, like if you...
I think that's mean.
Yeah,
that's just mean.
That's cool.
Because some people can't help it. Or what if something happened and you have to take a certain medicine? And then that makes
you might get in a car accident where you can't work out. It's
a
so million variables.
It's just so mean.
It's a million variables, but it's a partner. I think it is wrong. I'm asking the question. I don't think that's okay.
The whole time you saying this, I keep thinking about Tyler Perry's "Why Did I Get Married?"
Yeah,
like, dang,
you gonna wind up throwing that to the head first.
Like,
that was like I'm thinking about Diary of a Mad Black Woman when both of them, the men needed to be popped upside the head. Yeah, but I think that. There are people out there. I just wanted to kind of ask that question, throw it out there, see what y'all say. But I think it's wrong. You can't do that to somebody. That's mean. That's not, and that's not real love. I don't think that's real love.
It's very unrealistic.
If you at the gym right now, don't go too fast on the treadmill. You okay? Don't fall off the treadmill.
If you have your own personal goals, that's great. Right. But it should not be connected to what my man or what my woman says. Yeah, I got to stay this certain size. But it's crazy people out there that have that going on. So I think that. People should know if you do have a partner that's telling you stuff like that, like, oh, you gaining weight, but not even a place from love. But if I am gaining weight, baby, like, you gonna help me or you gonna keep bringing in these little Caesars pieces in here? Right. You gonna work out me or you gonna keep bringing this Cheesecake Factory? Like, what's happening?
That's what we be doing
And ladies, please remember, they lose weight quicker than us. So he can be talking trash today and be, looking like something else tomorrow.
For 2 hours and lose 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And you be like, what? How did that happen?
Baby, take us 30 years and 30 decades to lose 20 pounds.
Take us 4 weeks to lose 10.
So I think that
and that's Darwinism.
Another know all about that. So on the spectrum of physical attraction, we know that sex is super important. And I think that One thing you hear people talk about, what do you all think about this when people withhold sex? I don't think that's always the right recipe. Now, I'm not saying the night that he pissed you off, you need to have sex with him. But what?
That's how like define withhold. Like, are we fasting?
Or is this punishment? I'm like,
so we have a guest that just came in the room.
I was just like, I'm gonna be quiet because I wasn't originally on this episode.
But we have a guest here who has something to say. What you got to say about this sex?
So this is the thing.
Come closer, my dear.
People saying that they are not open to or willing to have sex is not necessarily them withholding sex.
Okay, tell us about it, because that's what it was in my mind.
So, like, if I had a bad day at work, or if I'm not feeling my body that day, if I just ain't in the mood, I'm not in the mood. It don't really have nothing to do with you.
You personally, right?
Necessarily. If I had leftovers from the Memorial Day barbecue when my uncle was on the grill and my mama made the potato salad and you ate my food, I don't feel like having sex with you because you ate my food. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
So, like, if you do something to upset the other person or they're not in the best mental and emotional space, then, like, nobody owes you anything.
Right.
And that's why I said,
so I don't owe you this pee.
But you can't also be like, you can't use it as a weapon.
And that's what I mean. I'm thinking sometimes people use it as a weapon. And it's absolutely not a way to have a thriving relationship, knowing that,
and then
you know.
if you interact with a man you know is a hoe. Or a woman you know is,
you know they get it from somewhere else.
I'm sorry, but I'm just like, and you using it as a weapon, you just asking, because a lot, especially from women, I can only speak for women, I know a lot of times we'll say, well, I ain't having sex because we want to hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
But if he about it, he don't need you. And then your feelings hurt.
Real
your
big
face
hurt.
crack,
Big hurt.
Crazy.
Or he find other ways to release.
Yeah.
I mean, and he don't need you. And it be 3 weeks
Look,
and
you
be
can
trying to figure out.
You can go holler at Pamela and Angela all you want.
I love it, sis.
But the second you step outside of the relationship and I didn't give you what you wanted when you wanted it, that is childish and immature and manipulative.
Insert Martell from Love in Huntsville.
I was going to bring it up. My thing is, that's when you really get to know. That's when you get to know who you with for real.
Yeah.
Like, if something comes up like that. And if you don't have somebody who's emotionally aware enough or emotionally intelligent enough to understand, like, okay, she just not feeling it today, or for whatever reason.
Or I really didn't eat her food, and that's why she not giving it to me. Like,
my uncle's ribs and my mama potato salad.
Like you really.
That's number one.
Let's be clear.
This might be a specific area.
Yeah.
So for any listeners we might have lost, for clarity, we are not talking about abstinence or celibacy.
Right.
We're talking about as a weapon.
As weapons or people who are already having sex and then you
Thank you.
withhold it because you were upset. That's what we're talking
and
about.
then I just kind of think, like, for people who use sex as a weapon, like, maybe because I'm just humble, but I'm just kind of like, so you think your sex that bomb?
That's what I think too.
I mean, and just to be real,
Yeah.
about
Was it Drake that made the song? What
Plies
This is
made a
so
song.
good. I shouldn't have put free.
No. Too many of y'all singing that.
You think it's that great? You can be like,
you can't be
out
out here.
getting it tonight, and then they just gonna be like, dang, I ain't getting it.
Right.
Tonight.
You can't be out here starfishing it. Thinking,
You have to be prepared.
Yeah.
If you're gonna use that as a weapon, be prepared for whatever comes after that. You gotta stand true to the fact that you did that.
Yeah.
Also,
it led to other things.
Sex should not be, like, you shouldn't put so much on sex to where it is kind of like a linchpin for conflict in your relationship. So it doesn't need to be how you resolve conflict, and it also doesn't need to be a weapon that you use when you're having conflict in your relationship.
Right.
Be an adult. Have a conversation. Express your feelings. Use I statements. Go to therapy.
Yes.
But, like,
Move on.
Don't be like, oh, well, you mad at me. Tyrese and Baby Boy, when he went down and ate it, like, that's not how you resolve conflict.
Not at all.
Have a conversation like an adult.
Fixes it for the moment.
Yeah.
And then the next day she be like,
Or no, right after.
or you be like, well, 1 plus is 2 plus 2 is still not equal 4.
Yeah, right. We still
I'm
coming
in a church for about 30 minutes, but let's bring it back, sis.
coming back to the same place.
30 minutes is a pretty nice
That's a nice little stretch.
That's a nice little...
It still don't
Look,
stop the conflict.
Might
It
go to sleep after
doesn't.
that.
But
And
you
after
might
that-
forget you was mad.
Yeah.
If it's 30 minutes done right, I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Or what you was mad about.
Shoot.
That. So what happened?
Wait, what did you do? That's when you gotta call your best friend and be like, so what did I call you
about
yesterday?
What did I text you and tell you?
Oh, okay, because he had me messed up. You right.
You're right. Now I remember. But I think we just have to remember that when it comes to creating that relationship, that sex is important, healthy, having a healthy sexual relationship, communicating what you want. But like you said, not withholding it in a way to, to get what you want or to cause.
To use it as conflict resolution.
Yeah, conflict resolution.
A lot of people, like, makeup sex is fine, but did you have a makeup conversation?
Yeah. Because I don't want to be having sex and I'm really just angry with you even while we're doing it because we're really not making up.
Even though
sometimes
angry sex.
It's really nice.
You got your frustrations you let down. He got his frustrations you
let
down.
say, because this conversation has to go.
Right, left.
I mean, sometimes you can have a conversation afterwards.
Because you done kind of released.
Look, you done got a lot of that aggression.
Now I can think logically, okay?
You relaxed.
I'm clear.
I'm relaxed. So now I can think.
I'm clear.
And I can come to you in love, literally. I can come to you in love, literally. I got it.
Another point we just made, I think y'all might want to have conversations outside the bedroom. You upset, just take the conversation outside the bedroom.
Go out to eat or something.
Yeah,
public
places.
Unless you know your partner will make a scene. Honey, don't take them out.
That's true. Embarrassing.
Yes.
And now you're going to jail.
And speaking of embarrassing, making a scene, communication. Why, when it comes to, having a good relationship and I think part of it may come from fear or just not knowing. Why do we say yes to so many things when we really want to say no? Like,
people pleasing.
Yeah, it goes back to what we talked about, that falling in love easily. Mm-hmm. Like, you are constantly under that imaginary influence of, I gotta please this other person.
Right.
Like, we ain't even married, bro. Like, no.
But I'm still trying to do everything I can to please them. Right.
And then a lot of times we say yes to stuff and, like, people will try your boundaries. So they saying yes to see, if she'll do this. It's not even to say they will have a problem if you said no.
They just want to see if you'll say yes.
If you would say
see
yes.
if you'll
so
do
now
it.
You done signed up for something you're really not even comfortable with, and they would have been chill otherwise.
I done signed up for a whole relationship I wasn't comfortable with.
You did it in them 30 minutes. The dick was talking
literally, somebody asked me, like, you gonna be my woman. I was sitting there in my mind, I'm thinking like, no. And outside, verbally, I'm like, yes. And I'm thinking like, literally, like, that is the worst decision you ever just like made in your life. But I'm verbally saying these words and like looking at this man like, no, like shaking my head. And I still did.
Wait, did you were shaking your head?
No, in my mind, I was shaking my head no. And I was saying no, but verbally I was saying yes. And it was part of people pleasing. It was because I thought that's what I wanted. I thought that, how do you say no in a situation like this? Even though now I have no problem saying no. But
kind of like engagements.
Where people just say yes and then,
later all the pictures deleted.
Yeah, what happened? Well, they should just say no right then.
Yeah. What's that? Popular opinion. So this is the thing. If a dude... Well, number one, at this age, I'm not getting into a relationship with anybody that I don't see a future with.
Right.
However, I always had a standard of, if a guy proposed to me in public, I would say yes, even if I wanted to say no, and then go back and take it back. Because I didn't want him to be embarrassed.
Okay, makes sense.
I didn't want him to be embarrassed.
But that's why we need to talk before we get engaged.
They say they might.
Now that
public, like what? Like, are we at dinner or is my whole family there?
Anybody.
Because if we at dinner, I'm for sure saying
because he raised up and chin check you.
I feel like at dinner, you can say no.
You can be like, nah, baby, put your hand down.
Yeah, be like, shh, don't. Did you tell everybody else? But if it was like his family, friends, then I would feel more,
inclined to say yes.
High.
At this point, I'm not in a relationship with anybody that I don't want to be with. Mm-hmm. But I meant in a restaurant. Period. I meant at the family reunion.
Wherever.
I'm gonna say yes, and the nostalgia of the moment. I think a lot of folks say yes, and they don't mean to.
You get caught up.
But then we'll have to go back and be like, so I know I said yes, and I'm gonna give you this ring back because I knew I was lying when I said it. Unlike when you say yes and you meant it, you need to keep it. But I didn't want you to be embarrassed. Yeah. But we can't get married.
And I feel like for some people too, it's the amount of time they've been put in a relationship. Like, dang, this is what we've been working towards is the ring.
But what we just talk about,
we've been here for years. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that history.
And then you get that, you get the ring, and then you realize afterwards, like, dang, ain't shit changed.
Or every good, or what happens in that moment. I think sometimes every good moment that you've had flashes in your mind.
Yeah.
And for those 3 minutes, you forget every negative moment that was 75% of the relationship. But I've said that if I pray that I would never wind up in that space where somebody is proposing to me and don't already know the answer.
Right.
But if they did, then yeah, I would publicly probably say yeah. And then I'm going,
that's just,
nah. We got to break up after that anyway.
Yeah. I don't know if I can really.
It's over with. If I tell you no, the relationship
my emotions on my face. So, like, I could be saying yes, and I'll just be looking like, this is not a good idea.
I've definitely seen that happen.
And then my mama would pull me aside like, girl, you know you was looking crazy for
I see, if you asking my family, they probably going to give you the answer for you to get to me. Hey, I know you saying that you want to take her hand, but you probably want to, like, ask her again.
Yes.
Just ask her again behind closed doors before you come back and ask us, you know, or tell
that's
us
not what
that's what you want to do.
It's not what she wants.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think in 2019 though? I mean, speaking of people just not being upfront or honest and, you know, not knowing exactly what they want, why is it that in 2019 people are still struggling with that? Why are people still out here lying?
Well, I think too.
Yes, T.
That's what I want to know.
You have to deal with like criticism. So even if I say no or say something that's unpopular opinion, I now have to deal with the fact that somebody can publicly say or has the right to publicly say they don't agree with me.
But even in a relationship, we're talking about a thriving relationship between me and my partner. Why are people still out here lying? Like lying to their partner. Yeah, baby, I like this, I like that, I don't like this.
If you lying?
Or no, you're not. You're not thriving. So that's what I'm saying. Why are people still out here creating these partnerships and they're telling lies like all the way through them?
Because once you create a lie, you got to keep telling lies to keep the lie alive.
Or they're lying about what they want. Yeah, like I think that we show up with a potential partner, and they have maybe 50% of what they want. Mm-hmm. And we lie to ourselves about that other 50% that it's going to be okay.
Or we really want it so bad.
Yeah. That is it's going to get better. It looks like this. Why do we do that? Why are we still lying to ourselves, if anybody?
Oh, that's deep. That might be another Jesus referral.
You know. We done called on Jesus like who wants to be a millionaire here about 3 times. I think people are still lying to themselves because people aren't. One, there's a lot more people that need therapy.
Yes.
2, I think that people need to do a lot more just self-work, even outside of therapy, about what it is that they want and be okay with sometimes suffering through being alone.
Yes, alone. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Because right now, like we say, being single is a beautiful thing. It's a great thing, but we have our moments where we want somebody else. Like we all have those moments where we've thought about calling or texting somebody to come over to watch a movie, whatever the case may be. For me right now, that's only happening like once a quarter. So that's about 4 times a year out of 365 days. Okay. But I know that that's only because of the work I've put in to look, to be in a space where I'm just not going to allow anybody to come into my world and waste my time. Mm-hmm. But I think there's so many people that just latch on to whatever. And we lie to ourselves about that. And we lie to ourselves about what it is that we truly want and what we have to sacrifice. Meaning, you have to sacrifice now, I feel like, to be single, to sit in this until I can get the relationship that I know is out there for me. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's a huge part of why people, lie. But I want to go into this one. What do you all think about this? I know some couples, and our in-house wife, maybe will speak to this. Some couples keep score. And I used to be that person. You do something, I got to do something back to you. You did something, I'm going to do something. Or I went to the grocery store 3 times, that Negro only went twice. That's not a way to have a healthy relationship. Right. If we check in.
That's not a relationship, that's a competition.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Or that's something, you just in it for the perks.
But people do it. I know people that's married, relationships, like, why? Why is it unhealthy to do that?
Some people love toxicity, and they won't admit it. Yeah. But some people really... They love the drama. They love the extraness. They love the makeup to break up. They enjoy that aspect of it. Or they don't know anything else different. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, like, if you getting tired of going to the grocery store, the mature thing would be to tell your man, woman, person, whoever, I go to the grocery store a lot. I would like more help with grocery shopping. It's a task. It's burdensome. Or can we start doing shipped? Can we do, grocery pickup at the Kroger? Like, we need to do something else other than me looking for the deals for 2 hours up in Kroger.
Yeah, because it's not what I'm going to do. Yeah. And what if your partner say no?
I mean,
what if he say, I don't give a damn? What if your partner be like, I don't give a damn? That's what women do.
You gonna get...
First of all, I wouldn't marry that job.
First of all, I hope you find it out before you.
That's
what be cracking up in Mel's face if he ever had the audacity.
That's what women do.
He'd be like, woman,
the first time you woman me is the first time you talk to a divorce lawyer.
He would think I had cracked up because I would be laughing so hard.
Hysterically.
He'd be like, oh, this is about to go crazy.
Yeah, like this is
because that's how hard I be laughing. But I think too that kind of ties into that superwoman syndrome, especially specifically that Black women have.
Yes.
That the world puts on us.
That the world puts on us, and we've genuinely adapted. And a lot of us have been brought up in single parent households, and most likely it's your mom raising you. And so you see the independent, and then when you get in a relationship, you're like, oh, I found love, and this man's supposed to provide, and you reading all the Bible scriptures that you think apply. You ain't read the context or nothing. You just reading basic scripture. You're like, oh, the man's supposed to provide this and a third. And so when he's doing, I guess, what you would consider a bare minimum, and then you start catching up tit for tat in your mind because you're like, well, I'm the woman and I'm doing this and that, and he ain't even doing half of that, so is he really providing?
Yeah.
So then as Black women, we throw God in a man's face and be like, well, God said. Look. And now the Black man just fed the fuck up.
Yeah, so like, we all
confused.
I'm out. Yeah, we all confused. We done went through the whole
confused.
spectrum. I agree with that.
No, I think a lot of times the tit for tat thing just comes from messed up expectations.
Yeah.
And stuff that you put on yourself most of the time. Because I feel like if that's really the spouse or the person you're supposed to be with, if you really went to them like, I can't handle this, I'm overwhelmed this week, can you go grocery shopping, or can you fill up the car this week, or can you do this, they'll be like, sure, babe.
Or you'll be like Marcel from Love and Huntsville. He told her, somebody got to make this money. He said, he basically told her, like, I got to go out and make this money. You going to feed them kids, cook this stuff, do this, that, third. And she just started crying.
I'm just like, bless her heart. And she just seems so meek and mild.
She is. That's why I'm glad. That's a whole nother. But Mama Wanda, I'm glad she did a tap on his head at all times.
So I just want to, at this moment, do a little plug. Okay. This is why therapy is important. And therapy at any transition in life. Because everything that was just discussed, hopefully, premarital therapy, you might figure that out. Yeah. Pre-engagement, y'all figured that out. And while y'all was dating.
Couples therapy is fine. Like, even if y'all into the point where y'all want to go get married and y'all are just dating, y'all want to be a healthy
absolutely.
Because knowing how we communicate is important.
So I am an LMFT, and so the transition is happening to where we're going from licensed marriage and family therapist to licensed couple and family therapist, because
I was about to say, break down LMFT.
Yeah, that's me too.
Like
so
yeah. So, because not everyone gets married, and not everybody needs to wait until they're married to go to therapy.
Right.
So it's couple therapy. Your expectations can change. Like, maybe in the beginning of the marriage, like, you weren't as stressed by your job or, taking care of your family members or other things. So him working outside the home, you working outside the home and doing the bulk of the stuff inside the house, that worked. Yeah. At that time. But then, Big Mama got sick. Right. And then, or you got a couple of promotions at work, so you have more stress on you. And so when things change, what your home life needs to look like changes as well.
Right.
But if you're not equipped to have those conversations, you don't feel like you can go to your person and say, I'm stressed out, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do all of this stuff in the house anymore. And what I will say is, there are some women who have had those conversations with their men, some therapists who have had that conversation with their men, and they're like, no, I want everything to stay the way that it is because it works for me.
And that's when you guys.
And how do you proceed from there?
Yeah, what do you do then?
It depends on the relationship. It depends on the person.
What would you do?
Use yourself personally.
So this is the thing.
Well, married or in a relationship?
This is the thing. There's certain things I'm not doing if I'm not your wife. Like, I'm not maintaining.
Period.
Yeah.
Point blank and the period.
Including the sex.
And that's that. Including the sex. It is including the sex. I'm team celibate over here.
I am unfortunate.
Hey.
I am celibate by choice.
I'm celibate by force.
Look. Gotta change it to what we do things out here now and then.
I guess the Lord wanted me to be celibate.
It got to a point where I had to realize sex was like something that I was doing to fulfill something that wasn't necessarily right in me, and that dudes were looking to me for sex, and they weren't really looking to reach me. I wasn't necessarily wifey to them, or I didn't look like the wifey type, because it was easy for a dude to take me out to dinner, couple of months, 6 months in, and he was like, because I was that relationship girl. I was that girl who was looking for anything that looked like a relationship. Yeah. So I had to sustain from what I realized that a lot of the dudes that I was attracting for whatever reason that I was putting out was really into the sex and not into the courting like they camouflaged it to be.
Maybe this is my testimony.
Because Because some folks, it ain't courting, it's strategies. What do I do?
Yes. It was a strategy because they were pinpointing.
And for me, it was very different. Like, I don't know how to... I'm not that person who can separate physicality and emotion.
Okay.
Like, there are people who say they can. I think far less of you...
I think it's a lie.
I think far less of you can actually do this than you say.
Because a lot of us are not emotionally mature enough to be out just having sex with a man that we're not in a relationship with. Or a woman. Yeah, so you're right. Far less people can do it than they say.
Yeah, men be attached too.
They do.
Look, and if you think you ain't, let your girl walk up on you and say, oh, no, we can't have sex tonight because I'm going to Rodney's house. And see how your feelings be. Just let me know how that feels.
How that turns
out. You making statuses about how you don't trust nobody. You
can't never trust none of these hoes.
You ain't got no circle.
Meanwhile, you the hoe.
Meanwhile,
if we can be honest, friends with benefits aren't friends. Like once you become
friends,
you're not friends.
Because I've tried that route, and you still being attached. You
yeah.
Be like, damn.
I had one situation in my life where we had a strictly physical relationship, and it was time limited, and it worked because I knew him, but we weren't super close. I was attracted, he was attracted, but we didn't have like a full relationship. I had just gotten out of a long-term relationship. I wasn't trying to be down with nobody. I wasn't trying to be nobody else's girl. And Buddy rolled up on me and was like, you know, such and such told me y'all broke up. Not the person, somebody else told him that me and old boy had broke up. He was like, you know, let me know if you need anything.
Yeah.
And then he and then he licked his lips and was like, and I mean anything. And I was like, oh, anything.
Yeah.
And for a few months, like 3 or something, like very brief. It worked. I was like on the tail end of grad school. I was just trying to get it done. I ended up moving out of state after that. Like, it was cool. But could I do that on an ongoing basis?
Nah. They end up being a person that you do that on an ongoing basis, and they gonna marry somebody, and you upset when you find out.
That be the one. Or they had a whole wifey type on the side in the first place. You be like, hold
They had a girl or a guy.
Well, to answer your original question, for me, what it would be is if I say to my person, this is what I need, and this is too much for me right now, and he comes back with, no, I'm not doing it. That don't work for me. And I was like, so when did we start being in a relationship where we're all self-focused?
Yeah.
Also, what I was trying to do was negotiate this with you so that we could come to an agreement. But now what I'm telling you is that there are things that I don't have the capacity to do anymore.
Right.
So I'm not doing them.
Yeah.
And we can either figure out how they're going to get done together or they won't get done. But I'm not going to stress myself out so that you can lay up in leisure while I'm pressed in. Because it's the thing. You're going to be the main person crying over my hospital bed or my casket if I fall over dead somewhere.
Yeah.
And I am that person. Like, I will gut punch you emotionally to make it hit. Like,
to
I'm
make
not
you
doing
understand.
this to make you understand. Like, I have been stressed out before, and I'm not doing that anymore.
Right.
And if you're my person, you're supposed to care about that. But if you don't, I can bring it back and make you care real quick.
Yeah.
So, and I think for me, if we're dating, then that conversation turns into, oh, that's my exit. Because that means you selfish, you don't care about me. Like,
and I was thinking more so a husband. Because, like,
if we're married, that requires more conversation. Because there's some legal bindings and
I'll
other
be like,
things.
But, June 16.
Oh,
I'm a Gemini.
Yeah. But yeah, if we're dating, you've not opened that window to show me who you are. Because, so somebody posted on Instagram, it's a seesaw. What you see when you dating is what you know, saw.
Yeah. Or what you see in marriage is what you saw when you was dating.
Yeah.
That's
so, we're not doing that. Like, because if you don't, if you tell me right now what I'm telling you I don't have the capacity to, your needs come first. What that like when we have children? Your needs come first.
And I always think about that,
And a lot of times, too, like, I was watching a live, I don't know if y'all heard of Slave Parade Nation.
I do, but I haven't
They do
seen
like
anything.
lives on Thursday now, but they recently did one, and the young lady who was on there, she was just talking about how her husband went through marriage counseling, and their practice is when they do like those checkup conversations, she says, you know, what may be bothering her or what's getting, you know, stressing her out in this season and how he could do her better. And then she'll ask him like, okay, so repeat to me what you just heard me say.
Yeah.
So me and you can make sure we're on the same page. So your response is appropriate.
Yeah.
So I can know that that's your real response.
Yeah.
And we can just move.
It's no gray areas at that point.
That's really good. That's a really good practice though, because people hear things, there's like an underlying message that you may not have communicated.
Right.
Because one of my homegirls was telling me about how her and her husband went to marriage therapy, and one of the things that she said was like, sometimes I need a break. And her husband she wants to get away from us. Mm-hmm. And she was like, no, I love you. I love our children. I love our family. I love our life together. But there's a lot on me. Yeah. And I need a break. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so they had to have this conversation a couple of times. For him to get it. To make sure that he understood, like, she not trying to leave you. She just want, like, a vacation. Yeah. Or a staycation.
Or y'all just all leave this month.
I'm going to stay here.
Y'all leave.
Go see your
So I promise you I'm going to be here when y'all get back.
You had a homegirl that said that in one of our other podcasts that her husband was literally, he was paying for her to go on a trip.
On a vacation.
He understood that. Like,
that she needed a break.
Take a trip.
Yeah. Like, make sure you get your girl's trip. I get my guy's trip.
Yeah.
CP time, future husband, if you're listening. I call him CP time, y'all, because he's just taking it slow to find the kid. Anyway, yeah, I feel you.
I get it. But one thing that stands out to me about what you were saying with, keeping score sometimes is that you and your partner cannot be the same thing. And what I mean by that, and I hear people say this all the time, you both cannot be mean. You both cannot be stubborn. Because I heard people say, we both so stubborn. You both cannot be manipulative. Like, even though these are like the worst.
It would be better if neither of you were.
Yeah, I said these are all the worst traits.
Because usually women are the ones, like, we try to figure out, we are the ones, like, dudes feel like they got the strategy off bat. When something happens, we're the ones trying to
we got a strategy.
Game plans. We like, let me figure out how I can get him to do this or figure out.
We don't attack it right away. Yeah. And I think I named all the worst things: stubborn, manipulative, all that. But we are sometimes manipulative, especially if it's certain things we're trying to strategize. We want to find something out. It's like, let me do this.
Or how we
everybody
wrap up.
We do. I think we just talk about it more. Yeah. But I think that we cannot be that way and expect to really have a love that is thriving. So, how can you respectfully be in a relationship? How do people function through that? Because I hear that more often than not where people like, he's so stubborn, I'm stubborn, that's why we had this. He prideful, I'm prideful, he's so and so. So if you find that you probably picked the wrong partner if y'all both the same way. That's step number one. But if you find that you and your partner are kind of conflicting on the same subjects, how do you move around that to get to the love? Like, how do you push through?
I like how you say get to the love. Because it ain't always.
Yeah,
it's not always sweet.
Ice cream, Skittles, raindrops falling from the sky.
Unicorn
type
tears.
Of honeymoon season love. But I think it's a moment of knowing your spouse.
Okay.
And I think when you see your spouse tripping, you have to get yourself together because you care about their peace and you understand that their peace influences your peace.
Right.
So at that point,
it's a direct result.
Right. So you're like, okay, let me figure out what's really going on with him and let me think about how I could be his peace in his storm right now so that we can all have peace.
Right. Because
if he don't calm down, I'm going to cuss everybody else.
Yeah, I'm going to kill everybody. And it's like, you had to say happy wife, happy life. And I think happy couple, happy life.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's the capacity, because I dealt with somebody, unfortunately.
Healthy
couple.
Both of y'all go to therapy because the reality of the situation, like, be his peace, he be your strength, and that's all well and good. I don't know him like that.
I'm so sorry to this man.
I'm so sorry to this man. I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. But this is the thing.
It's something about being somebody's or being her piece or her.
We gonna X that out the process.
Anyway, he can go ahead. All right, I'm gonna head out. So this is the thing. Like, we all get frustrated. We all get angry. We all have our, our moods or whatever else. But like, I'm not gonna be focused on maintaining the dignity in this conversation if you going off the deep end, slamming doors, cussing, yelling, screaming. Nah, big fella, learn how to control your own emotions.
Yes. Now, as I say, you can.
Or running from them where they don't want to communicate anything.
Get them together.
Silent.
Like, first of all, that was disrespectful. Or me and Mel even have like communication triggers, and we discussed this like.
Or rules.
3 weeks into dating, like, we have rules. We don't cuss. We don't do none of that. We ain't hanging up the phone in each other's face. Like, we're gonna.
That's why I'm single. I'll be hanging up on people. I curse you out. I'm gonna block you.
Like, we're not gonna do this. I do about 3 out of 4 of those things, but I'm gonna work on that. You gotta work with me through this growth process, okay? But
it goes right to, I think that's respectfully resolving conflict. And I think I heard Will and Jada say it, that they said because they used to not, like, Will talked about the time when Jada, like, cursed at him and he hit upside the head with a newspaper and told her, like, you never gonna do this again to me. And, like, it had embarrassed her.
Then we can talk about it.
Yeah, so they say he pulled her to the bathroom.
I didn't even know what I would do.
He said, like, he tapped upside the head with a newspaper.
Oh, wow.
It was funny. funny. Y'all have to go to his page. He started on the Red Table Talk and said that was the last thing. But resolving conflict is that, like, I think rules have to be in place. Like, no cursing, no calling each other out of your name, no talking about my mama, no, you know, like, you know. You have to have certain...
I'll fight you. Don't play that game.
So I'm like, you have to have certain things in place to respectfully resolve the conflict. And I think that that's directly connected to, you know, are you stubborn? Are you prideful? Are you whatever the case may be? To know, one, like you said, working through that. But then also knowing if I'm working through it, like we have those check-ins, we also need to have some check-ins in places as how we fight. Because we're going to fight. We're going to be on sometimes you're going to go right, sometimes I'm going to go left. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
what's that? Tell me these two rules. I need to hear all the rules.
So rule number 1 is don't marry anybody you've never fought.
What you mean? Oh, you never had an argument?
Like whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
What, disagreement, argument, whatever.
Discussion.
Heated discussion. Don't marry because people are like, oh, we've never had a fight.
I'd be like, ooh.
Okay, maybe your context for fight is different.
It's different. Like
y'all
you
ain't
ain't
had
box.
a knockdown. You know, y'all ain't boxing, which is not okay. Or y'all ain't cussed each other out. Maybe, but y'all have had to have some sort of disagreement. You need to see what folks look like when they get upset. Yeah. Like, I want to see you when you get bad service at the restaurant. I want to see you when we stuck in traffic.
When we stuck at the airport.
Ooh. When you don't get your way.
I want to see you when somebody disrespects you.
I want to see you when another woman disrespects you. Because I want to see what you have to say about her.
I want to see you when another woman disrespects me. Or another person disrespects me.
Yeah, how you gonna handle it? You shaking like that ain't gonna happen.
Look, because depending on how his response goes, it's gonna make celibacy just a little bit hard.
Yeah.
Because if he be like, "Hey man, I knock all this shit over," girl, I'm like, "Hey man, look, and then we gonna be together. Look, that's my man. We fighting together.
We both about to square up."
You can catch 4 hands
Look,
today.
I'm like Martin and Gina back here.
2 for 1 special. On you and Miss Trinidad. What's good?
That's true. You need to see them in their honest element.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is one of the rules. And then the other one is, like, if people have communicated their hurts to you, like, don't use that.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta, like, when y'all talk about triggers.
Oh, I had a friend that she hate when a man I tell you something in confidence about me hurts and you come and use it back, throw it in my face.
The things that I could tell you that people, like, in an argument and people threw my trauma in my face.
Ooh. Now that's hurtful because at that point I can't even defend myself because I'm about to break down and cry.
So that goes.
Because I'm already tore up.
That goes to what I was gonna say.
Really hurt my feelings.
Something that I think is kind of universal. Another great reason for therapy is knowing how people's parents argued and stuff. And it, like, when you know that about yourself, like, that's what we mean when we say you gotta work through that childhood stuff because it shows up later.
That's why I yell
Because
so
I
much.
realized in a past relationship that as much as I'd be like, I don't want to be like my mama, I got the tongue like her. Like, make me mad if you want to.
That's that
And
real.
when my mama would argue with my pops, or when, like, she argued with us, the stuff she said, you'd be like, she just went for my life.
Yeah, make you think twice.
And, like,
baby.
so, like, how you were saying, I will emotionally make you regret it. Oh, okay, bet. Because I've been sitting over here waiting for you to get out of line. I've been holding on to all the stuff I've been feeling. So, hold on. You got what to say? Like, you don't know that I knew about X, Y, and Z, or why you talking junk? Like, do you not remember that we just did X, Y, and Z? Like, so, and then I had to shake myself, like, yo, you can't do that. That's not only tit for tat, but you literally going in for something you said you was cool with or that you was over. So why you
made
it
him
back
feel
up?
like you was cool with because you didn't even bring it up in the first place.
Yeah. But you was holding it for that right argument.
No, we talk about that manipulative stuff.
Working on it.
So, like, I think that this is another tie-in for spirituality. Like, if you identify as a spiritual person, like, know your gifts. So, like, one of my gifts is encouragement. And discernment. And so that really helps me as a therapist because I can see what people are dealing with even when they can't see it just by what they say to me, and then speaking power to that so that they can overcome those things.
Right.
Before I went to therapy and before I got saved for real, you know, I would sit there and I would let you go. Yeah. I would let you talk. I would let you go. And are you done?
Read you for filth.
Baby. Honey, it was a dissertation.
Yeah. It
was your favorite bedtime
Done
story.
took notes like in my head.
So let me start with point A, section 1, paragraph 3 of how you got me fucked up. And my mama told me, she said, your mind too quick and your mouth too slick. And you're going to get yourself in trouble or you're going to really hurt somebody. So I had to figure all of that out. So be mindful of that because people use their gifts for good and evil. And there's life and death in the power of your tongue.
Come on, somebody.
Another aspect of that when you were talking about being prideful, and being stubborn. First of all, work all of that shit out before you get married, because that has
That's the number one key.
That has no place in a marriage.
In a relationship at all to thrive.
Not in a relationship, period. But most certainly not in your marriage.
Yes.
Because you are required to die to self.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't
But
never
Crystal
been
always say die to self. That's what her husband say.
Look, because you have to. Because your flesh, you as an individual, may want to go off, may want to pop off, but it is no longer about you, because the two became one, and the marriage is the most important.
Come through.
And
that's
so
what
you
that
have to.
burning was about.
You have to decide, what do I need to do to preserve this marriage? And for sometimes that means, hey, we can't talk right now. Like, I need a day.
Yeah.
I might need 2 days. I'm going to just sleep downstairs because I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
But we don't need to be in the same room.
Yeah.
And some couples even have, like, safe words for arguments, like reading American Wedding or American Marriage. And it's really cool because they have a date. It is. But they have a date, and it's the date of their first date. If I say that, we got to cease the argument and come back because it's going left. And I like that because you hear code words for sex and other things, but, like, truly, like, you want to stop it before you say something you can't come back from. Because when you mad, it just be coming out the dome.
Maybe like
and then you be done say something, you be like, dang. Like, it's already out, but you, like,
you can't pull it back.
Like,
you can't
really
and it's really hard to convince people that that's not what's really in your heart. Because when we talk about people, these non-black celebrities who say nigga, and it's like, you wouldn't say that if you weren't already saying that in other spaces.
Right.
So you wouldn't say that about me, beloved, if you didn't think I was a controlling, manipulative, mean bitch. You wouldn't say that about me if you hadn't felt that.
Yeah, you've been holding on to that.
And people don't realize sometimes in relationships, you hold on to stuff people done told you about your spouse and you defend. And then when they get you upset, you be like, I've been defending all this shit. It was right.
You trifling as hell, like Tori said.
Yeah.
I knew you like, my LPs was right about that. Fuck your LPs.
My last sister
and
told me
right. It's like, in your heart, you don't believe that about that person, but they done made you so mad. You just like, whatever you got, you grab it. Because I'm hurt. And I don't know how, like, you stuck me with a knife, so I'm going to come back with one.
3.
Yeah.
3 now. I'm going to cut you up. I used to be the same way. Well, actually, I'm kind of still the same way. I'm just not the same way with my husband.
If you're listening, she love you. She love you. That's what she just said. It's love.
I used to have that harsh tongue, and I used to be the quiet girl, even in school. Like, I'm going to be quiet. I ain't going to say nothing. And the whole time I'd be analyzing you. Like, if you bully me, I'm going to analyze you. I was like, okay, so today she bought it. Tomorrow she got to be cool. Okay, so today, she ain't got no mechanical pencil. She got number 2. Okay, today, just like real.
What was you doing with all this information?
I mean, like in elementary and middle school, it just used to be petty stuff. So as soon as somebody bothers you, you just go ham for like an hour and a half, and now you in the principal office with the students, and they in the next class because now you look like a demon. Yeah. Because you didn't just went off on somebody. I just used to try to hurt people how I felt really hurt, but I never really.
That's true. They would say hurt people.
Hurt people.
Yeah, you try.
But you gotta fix it within yourself and understand you gotta understand not to use your words as a weapon. And it's not necessarily about what you say; it's how you say it. So even like you say, the things you may say to weaponize it, you have to understand if that's really how you feel. Figure out how to say that so the other person can actually receive it, and then y'all can better from there.
And if you feel like you don't have the self-control in order to say things in a positive light or to not be disrespectful, then you absolutely need to be in therapy. You need to work through that because it's not okay. You know, people are 30 plus out here saying, I curse anybody, I fight anybody, I do this.
Like,
too old.
And they speak that way about their partner.
You ain't got the knees you used to have for that.
And they saying that about their partner. So how do you think this relationship is about to thrive when you feel like you...
Like, you gotta be real with yourself. Like, is it me? Like, I'm arguing with everybody. Yeah. So sis, it's you.
It is you, and you have to pull it back in. You are too grown to be doing that. And even if you're not,
you got no friends that want to go out.
You and your partner are evolving at the same time. So like, you're in individual therapy, they're in individual therapy. And y'all, it's like, okay, this is about to get heated. Ask them, like, take their temperature. Like, okay, we need to have a conversation about this. It's not going to be cute. Are you ready for this conversation? And if not, when will you be ready? Because we do have to talk about this.
But niggas will be like, never.
The wrong nigga.
And
right.
And I find it too, like, when people start asking about, like, what you doing, etc., dudes be like, hold up. So you one of the people that just believe, like, therapy's the cure-all. Just because I'm a therapist don't mean I believe therapy is a cure-all. But it's even before I became a therapist, I believe that it's a tool, like, not to, like, cure you, but it's preventative. Like, we're going to do this all the way through.
Prevention is worth a pound of
Yes. So I'm all the way in on that. Plus, I'm a public health specialist, too. So prevention is key on everything. Flu shots. Like, just saying, like, the whole...
I don't do the flu shot.
Well,
And on that note, I'm going to stop y'all right there. What? We'll be right back with part 2. So today's living single question is, I'm in a relationship with a man who lives a few hours away. We met last year through a dating app while he was in my area on a business trip, but we lost contact shortly after he returned home. We recently reconnected via social media and have been talking and texting daily since. About a week ago, his texts became less romantic and there are fewer of them. We also haven't talked on the phone as often. He does work 50 to 60 hours a week and sees his kid on the weekends, so I understand his time is limited. However, he did make time for me up until a week ago. So today, I asked him if he was still interested in me. I pointed out that I haven't heard from him as often as I did before now, and I'm getting the feeling that he's lost interest. He said he hasn't lost interest, he's just been very busy. He went on to say he doesn't have time to be on the phone with me 24/7, and me asking him about it bothers him. I responded that I don't think it's unreasonable to want to hear from him at least once a day if we are in a committed relationship, especially since we don't have the luxury of being able to spend time together often. Is it too much to ask to hear from him on a daily basis? After all, I am willing to relocate for him or do whatever it is that he needs from me. So let's start there. One, are you in a relationship with him or are you in a relationship by yourself? Because you didn't mention the part about you all getting committed and being into a relationship. And I would say that talking to somebody every day does not constitute being in a relationship. So number one, you need to have a conversation with him to solidify where you stand in regards to if you're truly in a relationship with another person or if you are in a relationship by yourself. After you do that, I think that you need to reevaluate and see, why you're so willing to up and relocate for him or do whatever he needs from you, and he's not willing to relocate for you. I think that really comes down to another conversation as well. Overall, you basically need to have a couple of conversations. You need to talk about how your communication is going to be. You need to talk about what the expectations are when it comes to communication. You need to talk to him to make sure you're in a relationship and not in one alone. And you also need to talk about long term. Is it fair for you to relocate to him? Is it fair for him to relocate to you? Do you all need to be in the same city? It just really sounds like, and we can go back to a couple of episodes to really address it. Is the communication there? Have you set your standards and expectations? Has he set his? Or are you just still in that stage where you might be with the emoji hearts in your eyes, where you're really just lustful and latching on to something that may not be as much as you think it is? So sis, I'll say, have a conversation with him. Have a few of them. And after those conversations, you can take it from there. So for the listeners, make sure you send in your living single questions to Instagram at Shanna Montana. Or now you can send in your questions to the To Be Single or Not To Be podcast. Instagram is titled just that, To Be Single or Not To Be podcast. No, actually, it's titled To Be Single or Not To Be. That is the name of the Instagram. Or you can message me on Facebook at Shanna Montana. Again, To Be Single or Not To Be on Instagram or Shanna Montana on Facebook to get your living single questions in for the next episode. So I know the episode was getting so good, but we promised that we'll be back next week on Monday with part 2 of Creating a Thriving Relationship. There is no blueprint. However, you can create the relationship that you desire. So also, please be sure you go and follow the new podcast Instagram page, To Be Single or Not To Be. That is the name of it, To Be Single or Not To Be. So talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much for listening. Signing off. Yours truly, Shanna Montana.